VHS Studios in Miami. This is Disney Jeopardy! Now, let's introduce today's contestants. I don't know what you're about to see here, but this deer, he's ready for action. Shall we know him a lot? Yeah, that's the dude. It's Deirdre. He may not be a doctor, but this rabbit is ready for action. Gary, hop along, say hello to Doc, and our returning champion. Oh boy, she's the unstoppable anteater who's ready to dominate her world. It's Anabelle, whose two-day cash winnings total $6,047. And now, here is the host of Disney Jeopardy, everyone's favorite bot. Say hello to the Astro of the man. It's Astrobot. Hi! Hey, I'm glad you're here with us today. I know what we must say, but yes, welcome everyone to Disney Jeopardy Episode 9. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm so glad you're with us for one spectacular journey because Anabelle is back with us again for her third day here on Disney Jeopardy. And I'm so glad you're with us for to come along for the ride. So, if you're ready for it, then let's get started. For those of you who don't know, in our previous episode, Anabelle took down the competition by defeating Dizzy, who was in the big lead before he lost big in Final Jeopardy in order to have Anabelle win the game last time. But she didn't take down Dizzy. She also took down Bree. So that was interesting. So with that, Anabelle is back with us today to take on two new challengers in the forms of Doc and Deirdre. So let's all three of you. Let's take a look at the rules. There are 5 categories on the board, each with 5 clues, ranging from $200 all the way up to $1,000. At the end of the 25 clues, there will be a Final Jeopardy round. All $200 clues will be given first, then $400, $600, $800, and $1,000. Also, here on the board is a daily double. If any player manages to find it, you can win as much money as possible. The minimum is $5, so remember that all the way up to $1,000 if you don't have enough money you make. Now, remember, correct answers will earn you money, but if you get a response incorrect, you'll lose that amount of money that's on the board. Okay, and the contestant with the most amount of cash at the end of the game will be today's Disney Jeopardy champion, and will play again in the next game. Oh yes, that is a lot better. You better believe that right now because it is time to feel the heat on Disney Jeopardy Episode 9. Are you ready for it? Then let's get started. Let's take a look at the categories for Episode 9 of Disney Jeopardy. Let me turn off the light. There we go. The categories for Disney Jeopardy Episode 9 are Disney Song Lyrics. That's right. It got carried over from the previous episode in Final Jeopardy. Now, it's here with us again. So, you know the deal by now. That's followed by Dragons, Pixar Quotes, Space, and the final category, Opening Castles. As you already know, the Walt Disney Pictures logo is one of the most iconic movie logos in Hollywood history. And the castle changes depending on which movie you're watching. You have to identify which movie it takes place in. Alright, guys, good. With that, here's the board where all set ratings go, and with that, let's get into it. Let's start with Disney Song Lyrics for 200. It means no worries for the rest of your days. Deirdre, what is Hakuna Matata? That's exactly right, Deirdre. Watch this.
It means no worries for the rest of your days.
Yeah, sing it.
And so with that, Deirdre, you're now on the board with $200. By the way, that song is from The Lion King, so remember that. Got it? Good. The one way to start the game off. Here's Dragons for the very first time. This one is worth 200. She's the mistress of all evil. Anabelle, who is Ursula? Ursula is not the mistress of all evil, so bad luck for you, Anabelle. Anybody else? Doc, who is the evil queen? Also incorrect, Doc, so minus 200 for you as well. Your chance at this, Deirdre. Deirdre, who is Maleficent? Correct again, Deirdre. You now have $400. By the way, Maleficent turns into a dragon at the end of 1959 Sleeping Beauty, and also at the end of Fantasmic at the Disney theme park. So, $400 for you, and you're off to a great start. Now on to Pixar Quotes for 200. To infinity and beyond! Doc, who is Woody? No, Doc, Woody didn't say that quote, so another minus 200 for you, taking you deeper into the hole. Anybody else? Deirdre, who is Buzz Lightyear? Make it 3 in a row for you, Deirdre. Let's watch a short clip.
To infinity and beyond!
And with that correct response, you have increased your weight to $600. Unbelievable. Doc and Anabelle, you two have to catch up. Now, you two gotta get into the hole. You two gotta get out of the hole. Fast! And on the board, immediately. And we're gonna fix that right now with Space for 200. Here it is. Actually, no! Scratch that. It's not worth $200. It's worth whatever your wager is. Time for me to spread my wings, ladies and gentlemen, because it's all like Donkey Kong. But I can't say anyway, because it's time for the Daily Double. And guess what? We found it way too early. Unbelievable. This is your chance to increase your winnings even more, so get ready. And since Deirdre got the last response correct, she gets the Daily Double all to herself. That's why she's a big sister. So nothing else to worry about here. And she only has $600, but she can wager up to $1,000. So good luck with that, Deirdre. All right, Deirdre, if you're ready to know your knowledge about space, well, it's time right now. Deirdre, please make your wager now. And time is up. So that's how it's supposed to be done. But now we get to the moment of truth. Do you know your space or not? Well, let's find out, shall we? Let's do this. You ready, Deirdre? Good. Here we go, then. So Deirdre's wager is locked in. How much is she wagering? She has wagered $794. So anybody's game here, but we'll soon find out. But is she right or wrong? Well, let's find out right now. All right, then. This will put you at $1,394 if you're right in space. Deirdre, for $794, here's your daily double. Travel through time and explore the remarkable history of human communication from the Stone Age to the Computer Age. It's a ride, not a giant golf ball. What is Spaceship Earth? Yes, Deirdre, Spaceship Earth is correct. And with that, you have won $794, increasing your rating so far to $1,394. Unbelievable. This will be a one-sided game, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to come down to the wire at the end of this game. And in case she missed it, Deirdre got the daily double correct. Spaceship Earth is correct response. Pictured here, and she's on a roll right now. She's got a lot of money right now. She has 4 correct responses in a row. Let's hope she can make a clean sweep going into the final round. Going into the final clue of the $200 round, which is in opening castles. This is for $200, and here's the clue. Can you tell me which movie this opening castle is from? Deirdre, what is Tangled? No, sorry, Deirdre. Unfortunately, your streak is over. So minus $200. Then bring your total down to $11.94. Sorry about that, Deirdre. Anybody else? Annabelle, what is Frozen? Still not the movie we're looking for. So another $200 gone for your total. Your chance to this, Doc. Doc, what is Encanto? Yes, Doc, you are right. That opening castle is for Encanto, and it's not just any castle. It's not just any castle. That's actually Casita. And yeah, that's because the movie took place in Colombia. So, yeah, pretty good, Doc. You now have negative $200, and that brings you to the end of the $200 round. Wow, unbelievable. It's still a one-sided game, but we still have 20 more clues to go before Final Jeopardy. So, let's take a look at the scores heading into the $400 round. Heading into the $400 round, Deirdre has a huge lead. She has $1,194, and she is in first place. Doc has negative $200, so he is in second place, and Anabelle, our reigning champion, has negative $400, so she's got to get out of the red. She's got to get out of the hole, and we're going to fix that right now in the $400 round. And the $400 round begins right now with Disney Songs once again, this time worth $400. You're face-to-face with greatness, and it's strange. Deirdre, what is your welcome? Right again, Deirdre. Let's watch these lyrics in action.
I see what's happening, yeah. You're face to face with greatness and it's strange.
Yeah, it might be strange, but you get the point. Anyways, Deirdre, you have increased your range to $1,594. Annabelle and Doc, you two had to get out of the hole very fast and pronto. Back to Dragons we go, this time worth $400. He may be short in stature, but he packs a heck of a personality. It only helps when he's voiced by Eddie Murphy. Doc, who is Mushu? Yes, Doc, you're out of the hole for now, and here's a clip to show you the proof.
I am the powerful, the pleasurable, the indestructible Mushu.
So with that correct response, Doc, you have now got yourself onto the board with $200. Annabelle, you gotta get out of the red very fast. I hear Pixar Quotes for $400. Ka-chow! Doc, who is Strip Weathers? No, Doc, he may be the king of Dinoco, but that's not what we're looking for. So you're back in the hole again. Anybody else? Annabelle, who is Chick Hicks? Still not the one we're looking for, so you dig deeper into the hole. Your chance to this, Deirdre. Deirdre, who is Lightning McQueen? Lightning McQueen from Cars is correct, and here's the clip to show it to you.
Ka-chow! Ka-chow!
Yep, ka-chow indeed. So with that, you have increased your ratings to $1,994. Doc, you're back in the hole, but there's still plenty of game left to play. With that, we go to space once again for $400. Take a spin on Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin at the Magic Kingdom and aim for the title of Galactic Hero. If you hit it, it means you've reached this number of points, aka a perfect score. Annabelle, what is 999,999? Yes, Annabelle, and Lawless, you are right. It is 999,999. Getting that score will make you a galactic hero. So with that, you got your first correct response of the game, and that takes you to negative $400. But Deirdre is still our leader. You got a lot of catching up to do, Annabelle. And in case you missed it, here's the correct response. It is 999,999. So in order, we have Star Cadet, Space Ace, Planetary Pilot, Space Scout, Ranger First Class, Cosmic Commando, and Galactic Hero. So that was pretty good. let's hope your glad's here as well. But now, let's close out this round with opening castles for 400. Name the movie from which this opening castle is from. Duck, what is Moana? No, that's not a name, I'm sorry. Anybody else? Deirdre, what is Big Hero 6? Still not the movie we're looking for, Deirdre. Your chance is Anabelle. Anabelle, what is Zootopia? Zootopia is right, and you're now out of the hole. You're starting from scratch again at $0, but Deirdre is still our leader with $1,594 as we come to the end of the $400 round. Man, is it getting hot in here or what? Well, only time will tell, but who knows? We got a lot of games to play, so let's keep it going as we take a look at the score. Heading into the $600 round, Deirdre is there our leader with $1,594, so she is in first place. Second place goes to Anabelle, who is already champion. She has no money in the bank, but she has yet to get on the board. And in third place, Doc has negative $600. He is definitely in the red. He needs to catch up to do it if he wants to do so, and we're going to fix it right now in the $600 round. Now we move on to the $600 round, and it begins with Disney Legs for 600. Here it is. Say amen. There he goes again. Anabelle, what is Go the Distance? Sorry, Anabelle, but that is incorrect, I'm afraid. Anybody else? Deirdre, what is A Star is Born? That is also incorrect, Deirdre, so you're down to $994. Your chance is Doc. Doc, what is Zero to Hero? Yes, Doc, you are right, and let's see those lyrics in action. Yep, a perfect 10 for 10 for you, Doc. So you're back out of the hole. You're starting from scratch at $0, but Deirdre is still our leader with $994. You gotta get on board, Doc, very fast. And we're gonna do that right now with Dragons for 600. Here's the clue. Journey into imagination with this guy. Deirdre, who is Wacky? No, incorrect, I'm afraid, Deirdre. Anybody else? Anabelle, who is Figment? Indeed, Anabelle, it is Journey into imagination with Figment, and with that, you're back out of the hole and starting from scratch again at $0. Way to go. And here it is, once again, who is Figment is the correct response. Journey into imagination with Figment, and it can be seen at Epcot. So if you haven't rode it yet, now's your chance. If you have rode the attraction before, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. For now, though, back to the gameplay. Here's Pixar Quotes for 600. I feel like the maid. I just cleaned up this mess. Can we keep it clean for 10 minutes? Deirdre, who is Elastigirl? Sorry, Deirdre, but no, you're wrong. Anybody else? Anabelle, who is Edna Mode? Edna Mode did not say this quote, so you're back down into the hole. Your chance is Doc. Doc, who is Mr. Incredible? That's much better. Mr. Incredible is the correct character we're looking for. As a matter of fact, take a look at this clip.
I feel like the maid. I just cleaned up this mess. Can we keep it clean for 10 minutes?
You get to that point. Whoa, wait,
Please?
don't get up.
Told you we could keep this clean for like 10 minutes. So anyways, Doc, you're now the new leader at $600. Deirdre, you've fallen down to second place with negative $206. Anabelle, you gotta get out of the hole fast. There are only 2 clues left in the $600 round, and the time can change anytime soon. We're blasted off back to space once again. This time, we're 600. Dine out of this world at this dining establishment that opened in 2021 at Epcot. Doc, what is Space 360? No, Doc, that is incorrect. Sorry from scratch again. Anybody else? Deirdre, what is Space 220? Space 220 is correct, and you're back on the plus side again with $394. Well, it's still anybody's game, folks. Look at the correct response. Space 220 is located right across from Mission Space at Epcot. So, if you haven't been there, definitely go do so. What are your memories of dining out at Space 220? Have you been there? Have you not? Tell me what you think in the comments down below. But right now, though, let's close out this category. Let's close out this round with opening castles for 600. Name the film for which this opening castle is from. Anabelle, what is Maleficent? No, Anabelle, that's the wrong movie, I'm afraid. Anybody else? Doc, what is Peter Pan and Wendy? Wrong as well, Doc. Your chances is Deirdre. Deirdre, what is Cruella? Cruella is correct, and with that, you have increased your range to $994 once again, and with that, you come to the end of the $600 round. And would you look at the setting here, it's a brand new day here. Man, we gotta get some shut-eye in here, but either way, we're back to starting up a brand new day here at Disney Jeopardy. Let's take a look at the scores heading into the $800 round. So would you look at that, Deirdre is our leader with $994. She is in first place at the moment. Doc has negative $600, so he's in second place, and our reigning champion, Anabelle, is in last place. She has minus $1,200, but she's got a lot of catching to do as we enter the $800 round. Alright, now here we go, on to the $800 round, and it begins with Disney Hilarious for 800. How high does the sycamore grow? Anabelle, what is Colors of the Wind? Yes, that's the spot, Anabelle, take a look. With that correct response, Anabelle, you have moved now up to second place. With minus $400, Doc, you're now in third place, but you still got a lot of catching up to do. And we're going to continue now with Dragons for 800. Pete's Dragon. Doc, who is Elliot? Elliot is Peace Dragon, so way to go, Doc. You're now out of the hole and back on the board with $200. And Anabelle, you gotta get out of the hole. You have minus $100, but Doc, you're now in second place at the moment. And here's what Doc got correctly. Elliot is Peace Dragon, and we all know him a lot, but fear not, he might return sometime in the future, so just you wait. With that, we go to Pixar Quotes now for 800. No, it's what you've been preparing me for my whole life. Doc, who is Merida? Way to go, Doc. You're now at even $1,000, and here's the clip to show you the proof.
A princess does not raise her voice. Merida, this is what you've been preparing for your whole life.
No, it's what you've been preparing me for my whole life.
Yeah, I shouldn't know that all before, but yeah, you got a point. So anyways, Doc, you're now the new leader of the movie. You now have $1,000. Me and Deirdre, you have fallen down to second place, but it's still anybody's game heading into the final two clues of the $800 round. Here we go again, blasting off back to space, this time for 800. Mission Space is as intense as they come in regards to theme park rides. Pay attention to the pre-show, because you'll be assigned one of these 4 jobs before stepping into your capsule. Doc, what are navigator, pilot, commander, and engineer? Make it 3 in a row for you, Doc. Take a look at this clip.
You've already been organized into teams, and soon each of you will be assigned a position. Navigator, pilot, commander, or engineer.
Man, you really know your Disney stuff. Are you right, Doc? Yeah, I thought so too. Anyways, you're now at $1,800, and there's only 1 clue left before the $1,000 round. Time to close out the $800 round with opening castles for 800. Name the film from which this opening castle is from. Doc, what is Tron Legacy? Wow, you did it again, Doc. You made it 4 for 5 on the $800 round, and guess what? None of you got a single response incorrectly. That is unbelievable. Doc, you're now the leader at 2,600 as we come to the end of the $800 round. Wow, this has happened before. No one got a single response incorrectly in this round. And not only that, but Doc almost got a clean sweep in this round. Whew. Didn't know what to say about here, but anyways, let's see how it turns out in the $1,000 round after take a look at the scores. Wow, unbelievable. Doc is the new leader. He is at $2,600, and he's in first place. Deirdre is in second place. She has $994, and Anabelle, our reigning champion, only has negative $400, so she is in third place, but she's got a lot of catching up to do as we enter the $1,000 round. Which, of course, is time for the one we're waiting for. It is time for the $1,000 round. You know what to do. Hit it! Thank you! That's right, it is time for $1,000 round, and that means the next 5 clues are going to get more tougher and more challenging than ever, so prepare yourselves. This is about to get wild, so are you ready? Let's do this! Here we go. The toughest trivia in Disney Jeopardy history begins right now with Disney salaries for 1,000. A blonde or 2 to hold the candles. Deirdre, what is When We're Human? Exactly, Deirdre. Let's watch these lyrics in action.
A redhead on my left arm, a brunette on my right, a blonde or 2 to hold the candles, and that seems just about right. Hey, Louis!
Well, there's no Lewis here, but at least, Deirdre, you have now taken second place. You now have $1,994, and still anybody's game with 4 clues left before Final Jeopardy. Here's Dragons for the final time. This one's worth 1,000. Not Aquafina, but Aquafina. Ironically voiced this water dragon. Doc, who is Tukey? No, Doc, that is incorrect, so minus 1,000 on that. Anybody else? Anabelle, who is Sisu? Sisu is right, and with that, Anabelle, you finally made it out of the hole. Unbelievable. That was amazing. And with that, everyone now has some money. Well done to all 3 of you. And would you look at that? Here's the correct response. Sisu is what Aquafina voiced in Raya and the Last Dragon. So, well done to you. You made it. Alright, here's Pixar Quotes for the final time. This is worth 1,000. Alberto, you can't. Alberto, you're going to die. Alberto, don't put that in your mouth. Deirdre, who is Luca? Yes, Deirdre, Luca is the title of the film, but unfortunately, Luca did not say that quote, so unfortunately, your response is incorrect. So minus 1,000 on that. Anybody else? Doc, who is Alberto? From Luca, Alberto is correct, and here's the clip to show you why.
A Bruno.
Yeah, I get one too sometimes. Alberto, you can't. Alberto, you're gonna die. Alberto, don't put that in your mouth.
Yeah, you're gonna say that all day, every day. Anyways, Doc, you're still in the lead at the moment. You now have $2,600. Deirdre, you're now in second place with $994. Anabelle, you gotta catch up to do. You got a lot of catching up to do. Fast. There are only 2 clues left before Final Jeopardy, so you gotta get there as soon as possible. Now here's Space for the final time. This was for 1,000. Before going sponsorless, Space Mountain in Orlando was sponsored by these 2 companies. One from 1975 to 1993, the other from 1994 to 2004. Anabelle, what are RCA and FedEx? Standing for the Radio Corporation of America and Federal Express. Anabelle, you are correct, and that means you now have $1,600, and now you're in second place, and there's only 1 clue left before Final Jeopardy. And the last clue is in opening castles before Final Jeopardy. This is worth 1,000. Where is this movie taken from? Anabelle, What is Toy Story 4? No, Annabelle, that is the wrong movie, so sorry about that. Anybody else? Doc, what is The Incredibles 2? Yes, way to go, Doc. You now have $3,600 to close out the game, and now it all depends on how well you do in Final Jeopardy. Well, it all comes down to the wire. Final Jeopardy is coming up, and everyone now has positive money on the board, so let's see how it turns out to be as we take a look at the scores. Heading into Final Jeopardy, this is a first here in Disney Jeopardy history. All three players all have positive money on the boards, and they're all going through to Final Jeopardy. Doc has $3,600 in first place. Second place goes to Deirdre with $994, and in third, our reigning champion, Anabelle, with $600. But who's going to turn the tie? Let's find out as we give them a little surprise. And here's your surprise for each one of you. $1,000 for each one of you. A bonus $1,000 for getting into Final Jeopardy. So with that, Doc, you now have $4,600. Anabelle with $1,600 and Doc with $1,994. We're all set and ready to go. And so the time has arrived. This is Final Jeopardy. Whoever has the most amount of cash at the end of the game is today's Disney Jeopardy champion. The Final Jeopardy category. And besides, the Final Jeopardy category will be carried over to the next episode in episode 10. So remember that. Anyways, the Final Jeopardy category for today is Disneyland History. Alright players, if you think you know your knowledge about the entire history of Disneyland, well, get ready because this is about to get wild. Players, make your wagers now. And your time is up. So, how well did you do? Well, only time will tell. So, one of you is today's Disney Jeopardy champion. Who would it be? Let's find out right now. All three players are locked into wagers, and now only one of you can win today. The Final Jeopardy category for today is Disneyland History, and here is your clue. On July 17th, 1955, Walt Disney hopped off the Disneyland Railroad live on television and headed down into Town Square. He then began his opening day dedication speech by uttering these now famous 9 words. You have 30 seconds, players. Good luck. And your time is up, players. So, how well did you do? Well, we're about to find out. So, I hope things are about to go well. Well, we'll see about that. Everyone ready? Good. Let's see how well you did. We begin with the champion, Anabelle. She had $1,600 going to Final Jeopardy. What was her response? What is to all who come to this happy place? Welcome? Yes, Anabelle, you are correct. Let's see that phrase in action.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Yep, I knew this would happen, Anabelle. So with that, your response is correct, and let's see how much you're gonna add to your total. You're gonna add $362, and that's a pretty good payday for you. Let's add that to your total. So with that correct response, Anabelle, you're still in third place at the moment. You finished with $1,962, but let's see how Deirdre does in Final Jeopardy. Let's see how she does. Deirdre had $1,994 going into Final Jeopardy. Did she put down to all who come to this happy place? Welcome? Yes, she did. And her wager? $754. That's good enough. Let's add that to her total. Yes, way to go, Deirdre. You finished the game with $2,748, and that's good enough to finish you in second place. But can Doc not be caught? Let's find out. Doc had $4,600 going into Final Jeopardy. Is he thinking about to all who come to this happy place? Welcome? No! Instead, he put down to everyone whose wishes can really come true. Welcome! And then, unfortunately, Doc is incorrect. So, it's going to cost you how much? A lot! $4,088! Ouch! That's a big wager for you. It's gonna hurt you a lot. Let's deduct that from your total. So with that incorrect response, Doc, unfortunately, you're gonna finish in third place with $512. But it's definitely not enough because with $2,748, Deirdre is your new Disney Jeopardy champion. Congratulations! And just like that, we have a new Disney Jeopardy champion, and her name is Deirdre. She has come from behind, and now, after suffering all the ups and downs, Deirdre has become the new Disney Jeopardy champion, and she now has a one-day total of $2,748. And she'll be back next time in episode 10 to compete against 2 new challengers. But with all that being said, thank you for watching this episode of Disney Jeopardy. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more content like this. We're on the road to 6,600 subscribers. So please consider subscribing. And if you want to see more content like this, watch full past episodes of Disney Jeopardy anytime with the link up there at the top right corner of the screen. So if you want to go check it out, definitely go do so. But for now, thank you for watching. For Miguel Sanchez, I am Master Vaughn for Disney Jeopardy. Signing off, like and subscribe. Thank you again. We'll see you in another video. Laters!